Why is the non-punishment module in the HELP course useful?
Non-punishment has become a very controversial feature of anti-trafficking legislation in states where it is not fully understood. It's often thought that a person who commits a criminal offence should be prosecuted and punished for that criminal offence, and maybe the non-punishment provision would be satisfactorily applied by just mitigating or reducing a sentence. That is incorrect. The Council of Europe Trafficking Convention, Article 26, and Article 8 of the EU Trafficking Directive both require the application of the non-punishment provision to a protection from prosecution as well as from punishment. So that's one thing that the module is helpful in explaining. Another aspect of the non-punishment provisions is the suggestion that states should be entitled to apply the non-punishment provision. The non-punishment provision module makes clear that it is not a discretion for states as to whether to apply the non-punishment provision, but simply as to how to arrange their legal systems in the appropriate way to enable the application of the provision. Finally, both the Council of Europe Convention and the EU Directive require that a person was compelled to commit a crime as a direct consequence of trafficking. And so there's very clear guidance that is given in the module as to what compulsion means. It's not direct compulsion. It can mean a person who is suffering from under any one of the means at the time that the offence took place. Or it might be a simple direct case of a trafficker forcing somebody to commit a crime to maintain their own distance from the commission of the crime and to use the victim's hand to do the offence so that they are not caught.
How can the non-punishment provision contribute towards combating trafficking in human beings?
If applied correctly and lawfully, the non-punishment provision can have a manifest and massive impact on combating human trafficking because it will enable the correct identification of victims of trafficking, where a simple person who looks like a criminal offender is then identified as a trafficked victim, and a consideration is given to the circumstances of the crime that would enable the police, law enforcement, to take a proactive step towards investigating the human trafficking that has taken place. This will have a number of consequences. Firstly, victims will be better protected and they will be given assistance. And that has the knock-on effect of enabling a much more trusting environment for a victim of human trafficking to give evidence and intelligence of their trafficking and of their trafficker that can enable the human trafficking networks to be dismantled or those who traffic them to be encountered.